This is Andy Purewal for ID Boxing. We are here in Las Vegas at the Canelo-Golovkin 3 weigh-ins, joined by Matchroom's Frank Smith. Frank, obviously straight into it, what did you make of seeing the pair of them up on the scales there?
Yeah, look, both of them looking in great shape. Golovkin looking in great shape. You know, you've got to think as well with that extra 8 pounds, what a difference that makes for him. But both guys ready to fight, and I think we're going to be in for a 12-round war tomorrow.
Golovkin hasn't necessarily bit at anything that Canelo's had to say this week or in the build-up, but on the stage there, on his parting words, he said that everybody knows who the true champion is. Do you feel like he's finally starting to kind of show how much this means to him? We all know how much it does, but he showed it up on the stage today.
Yeah, I think it means a lot to both guys. We spoke about it the other day, you know, would it be as big without the belts? I don't think the belts are even relevant in this fight. It's about the two of them coming together. It's been years in the making, 4 years, I think, since the last one. And it means so much to both of them. You know, Golovkin's waited for this opportunity for a long time, and Canelo, you know, I think he's been on a great run, obviously coming off the back of the Bivol loss, but I think this is a major fight for both of their careers.
There are a few boxers within the sport who have a certain aura about them. Canelo is one of them. He's got that kind of sense of invincibility almost up until the Bivol loss. But with that in mind, do you think he's changed, or do you think that aura around him changed since the Bivol loss, or do you think it's kind of enhanced it? Because this week we've seen a very much more aggressive nature and side to him.
I don't think so. You know, I think what he's had in the past, he's still got now. You know, he's a cool guy to be around, but I think he's probably got that edge back that maybe he had following the previous loss he had in his career, where he went on that run of, when you look at like who he's fought over the last, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, the run he's been on, you know, I think maybe that moment of the loss against Bivol sort of set that fire back up inside him. But I think regardless of the Bivol loss, both of these guys have got that long-term sort of, again, whether it's hate or dislike or whatever it is between the two of them, there's something that fiery in there. And that's what's making this also interesting and getting them both up for it, I think.
Just on the Canelo front, if he was to win, is he very much so look to make the Bivol rematch, or is there anything else you guys would look to offer him?
Look, I think that's what he's focused on. That's what Canelo's asked for. He wants to get back in there and look to avenge that defeat against Dimitri Bivol. Let's see, you know, Dimitri Bivol's got a tough fight against Zurdo Ramirez in November as well, but that's a fight we'd love to make. So, you know, let's see how things play out. Obviously, come through Saturday night still, and Bivol's got to come through that fight. So, lots of hurdles in the way, but definitely a fight, you know, one we're all looking at.
Frank, was you surprised to hear Canelo say that he doesn't want to face another Mexican fighter in his career, because that could certainly do a huge do huge numbers?
Yeah, I think, look, that's his view. That's what he wants to do. You know, he's never shied away from a challenge. So he's not people can't really say, oh, he's shying away from taking this test, because look at the run he's been on, look at the fights he's had, the people he's been in there against. So that's just his personal preference. I can't speak for why, but that's what he chooses. And like I say, that can't take anything away from him, because he has been in there with literally everyone.
Moving forwards, Frank, and onto the heavyweight division, Fury-Joshua is the biggest talking point at this moment in time. Frank Warren said that he sent the contract across to you guys now, waiting for kind of things to pick up on your end. Happy with what's been sent?
Look, there's a lot of people got to work through it, you know, as a team. Obviously quite busy with what we got going on this weekend, but, you know, as soon as we can turn our attention to it, we'll get onto it quickly and see what it looks like, you know. There's contracts are always fun, because it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work, what's written in there, but let's look at it and go from there. So no negative or positives yet. Positive that maybe we got one to have a look at. So let's see.
Are you more optimistic about the fight happening now, especially now you've got a contract in front of you guys, whether it's got to be altered or not, but are you more optimistic?
Yeah, but look, like I say again, we've still got to go through it. There's a lot of work to be done. You know, these fights, although like the core 2 or 3 terms are agreed, there's a lot of stuff still to go through. So you know, until we get to look through it and see what's in there, then I'll be able to tell you a bit more.
Just sticking with the heavyweights, Alexander Usyk said that if that Fury-Joshua happens, he wants to face Deontay-Wilder. Just get your thoughts on that, and how much credit does Alexander deserve to want to challenge himself against the rest of the leading names in the heavyweight division?
Look, Usyk deserves all the credit, because look at what he's done in his career, from cruiserweight up to heavyweight, in the amateur ranks as well, and always on the road. You know, so if he goes in there against Deontay-Wilder, you have to give it to him. And you know, there'll be an argument as well as to who #1 heavyweight is at that point. You know, and then AJ beats Fury, and then we can do the Usyk rematch again.
Well, Frank, I'll leave that one for you to work on, but I appreciate your time. Thanks for speaking to me and ID Boxing.
Cheers, mate. Good to see you.
Cheers, Frank. All right.